Hello everyone, this is Joel Davis with the United Medical Transportation Providers Group. As always, I thank you and congratulate you for taking the time to watch this video. I do encourage you to watch the entire video. I just got off the phone with a provider I was working with recently. I returned to the People's Republic of New York from the great state of Louisiana. Haven't been down there in quite some time, but it was good to be down there in NOLA and some of the other cities working with these providers to develop some good, effective joint ventures. Plus, I was able to get me some good Cajun food. It's been a long time. I needed me some good gumbo, even some alligator, so I needed to get my fill. As a true fat man who appreciates his food, I had to get me some good Cajun food. But beyond talking about the good Cajun food down in NOLA and in Louisiana, there are two important points I want to stress in this video to you that I hope you will pay attention to. Two of the providers that I've been working with have known of each other for quite some time, and it wasn't until the last few months when we started working together that they started to see the opportunity to form a good joint venture to further increase their collective market share, streamline their businesses, increase profit margin, consolidate resources, and drive down some of their cost, as well as give them new market opportunities overall. So that was the purpose of me working with these two providers, was to really facilitate and create the structure and the opportunity for these two, who remain separate legal entities and will continue to operate in such manner, yet they still have a very much of a joint collective strategy of bringing their two services together to piggyback off one another, to consolidate their resources, and to really position them to go after some bigger contracts within the state. So I encourage you, first important point, I encourage you not to look at every single one of your competitors as a competitor. Sometimes they can be a strategic partner, and I've seen this several times. I've worked with a number of business owners and providers to form good, strong joint ventures. Now, some of these joint ventures, they may have a limited lifespan. Maybe you want to take advantage of a specific opportunity, maybe a specific contract. Maybe that contract lasts 2, 3, 5 years. So maybe that joint venture has a limited shelf life throughout the course of that contract. I've seen other joint ventures go on perpetually. And I think that the joint venture I've been working on with these two providers really helps them. I would say that one provider is legitimately twice the size of the other. So realistically, by forming this joint venture, on paper, you could argue that one provider just increased their size and capabilities by a full third, and the other one tripled in size. But I think that the framework that we put together is really going to give them a great opportunity. Plus, we put a legitimate legal agreement and structure together that allows them, it provides a great framework and path and moving forward, checks and balances for one another, because there are still two separate legal entities that manages their own employees, that manages their own accounts. Yet by coming together as a joint venture, they have great new opportunities. So that was the purpose of me and working with them, was to really fine tune and develop that structure. So again, the main point is to understand that not every competitor is legitimately a competitor. One thing I've found over the years I've been in the transportation business and working with all these providers around the country is that the first thing is everyone wants to be tight-lipped. I get that. Everyone thinks that everyone is a threat and a competitor, and they're all creeping in on their territory. And I understand why. Trust me, I get that. But if you can find those business partners who operate in similar manner, share a common vision, and you can find common ground, I've seen some great opportunities over the years where business owners and providers have been able to come together and form good, strong strategic partnerships. Again, some of them last perpetually. Some are just for a short, limited lifespan to maximize and take advantage of a specific opportunity. So the purpose is to really underscore, don't look at every single one of your competitors as just that, a competitor. You may be able to cultivate a good friendship and a respectful relationship where, hey, you can come together and legitimately partner with one another to help each other out. So again, think about that. That definitely is a shift, a paradigm shift, and a change of thought for many providers. But I encourage you to Again, don't look at everyone as a threat. Look at some people. Some people are threats, but look at others as potential partners. The other important topic is something I've harped on forever and years and years and years in my resources and videos. It's the Medicaid brokers. In Louisiana, for example, right now they got a big issue with Logisticare, and I focus on Louisiana only because I just returned from there. But Logisticare is a problem in many, many, many areas. Again, I continue to work with providers. Some of them are doing making some good, profitable money with Logisticare and other brokers. In other areas, they're losing money with Logisticare and some of the other brokers. So again, it's all about how well you structure your agreements, how well you facilitate and continue to manage your relationships with these brokers. I see some people make money. I see some people lose money. It's all about how well you manage your contracts and you manage these relationships. And ultimately, here's the deal. The second important point I want to make. Broker work is what I refer to as a low-hanging fruit, especially if you're in a market where they desperately need new providers, especially if they need ambulatory providers. Going after Medicaid broker work is low-hanging fruit. Anyone can get it. Anyone can get it. But if you want to transition your business, if you want to go from an independent, onesie-twosie single operator and build a growing, prosperous, thriving, profitable business, then you need more than just that low-hanging fruit that anyone can get from Medicaid brokers. And again, I could talk about Medicaid brokers forever. I just encourage you, as an absolute minimum, study the boot camp seminar. If you're serious about Medicaid broker work, study the material. It's there to help you. I'm going to walk you through the Medicaid broker agreements. I'm going to explain it in detail. I'm going to show you a lot of emails. We're going to talk about it in detail. The information is there to help you. So if you plan on going after that low-hanging fruit that anyone can get, I encourage you, study the material. You know, I've often said that what you don't know can hurt you. And I know that might sound a little intimidating. Maybe what you don't know can't necessarily hurt you, but bottom line is you can't take advantage of what you don't know. You know, if your local bank was handing out nice, new, crisp $100 bills, you'd be rushing down to that bank to get $100 bills. But guess what? If you don't know that bank is handing out $100 bills, you can't go down there and take advantage and get those freebies. You can't get those new $100 bills because you simply just don't know about it. So I encourage you, study the material. It's there for your disposal. It's there for you to learn from so you can maximize it. And that way you are not beholden to Medicaid brokers. You are not a one-dimensional business, and your entire business model is not contingent upon what is essentially just low-hanging fruit that anyone can get. Start, build, and grow a strong, diversified, well-market penetrated business model. And again, look at some of your quote-unquote competitors, less as competitors and more as strategic partners. So, and trust me, again, I get it. You know, if you contact one of your competitors, one of your potential competitors, and you even, just the initial stages could be a little bit awkward. You're both in the same business, you know, and you're going to be concerned about who's taking whose business. But once you can get past that, and you could pull down those predetermined misconceptions that we're here to take advantage and eat each other's business, versus, hey, how can we both develop a win-win situation to maximize not only our market opportunities, but some larger contractual opportunities? Really, the sky can start to open up for you. So the big picture is, again, if you're just doing that low-hanging fruit, the Medicaid broker work, learn, invest in your education, expand out of that, change your thinking when it comes to potential competitors. There is so much opportunity out there. Again, I always say how blessed I am to work with so many providers around the country, because I continue to witness and see firsthand some awesome business models. Trust me, I see a lot of similarities of business models where business owners are failing, where they're succeeding. I see a lot of unique ideas and strategies. And one thing I also love, and I could put another entire lengthy video together, one thing I absolutely love is to see how many people are able to use their NEMT or their home care businesses as a gateway to even bigger and better business and money-making opportunities. It's phenomenal. I'm thinking about just putting a video together specifically off the ideas I've seen where their NEMT, their home care agency, has served as a platform or gateway to new business and money-making opportunities. And especially when we're in an economy such as this, where it is stagnant, it is not growing. If there's one thing you need to do, it's work on developing and building your own service-based business. You have got to build and grow. I'm firmly convinced if you want to make real money, you want to build wealth, you have got to build and grow your own service-based business. So as I always do, I run off on a tangent and I start rambling, so I apologize. But again, I do thank you and congratulate you for watching this entire video. I hope you have gained a couple of nuggets of information and it changes your thinking, even if only just a little bit. Then the last 12, 13, 14 minutes, however long my rambling was, will have all been worth it. So go forth, sow the seeds of success, and we will one day bear the fruits of victory. So thank you so much. And as always, I will see you at the top.